Welcome back. I am your host. I am attorney Stephen Leahy. This is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560. The Answer. I'm joined by Deborah Schreiner and Jim Leahy.
That's right.
And they're both reminding me that I didn't give much time. I wanted to mention, because the biggest story, I still think that Susan Rice is the biggest story, but Gorsuch is a big story. And this is what Gorsuch said when he found out what the vote was.
Now, everybody know I am the judge.
Oh.
That's right.
Okay, maybe that wasn't Gorsuch himself.
I thought that was a direct cut. I got that from CNN.
I'm sure he was excited, though.
I'm sure he was excited. And, to me, what people don't realize is that, first, that it never took 60 votes to pass for a Supreme Court justice to pass. That was never the standard. And then they said, well, what was the 60 votes? Well, that was for cloture, just so you can bring it to the floor, and then you only needed 50 votes to bring it to the floor. And so this nuclear option that they talked about was really just getting rid of the cloture. And what that did was, and here's something that never happened. Nobody's ever filibustered a Supreme Court nominee before. Never. And so these things are, everybody's going up in arms that this is changing everything, and it's really not changing anything.
You know what? Even if it is, it's your fault.
I agree with that. And this is something else I was talking about.
You guys built this monster. You are quoted as saying on the show, which you can see on ChicagoTaxTeam.com. You can watch previous episodes if your question isn't answered on this episode.
It's true.
But what you said was, wait until the tables turn and you have somebody that you don't want in office. It's all nice.
Now, someone said that to me and said, well, this is what now the tables were going to be turned. But here's my point on that. If it ever came to the other way around and it was time for the Democrats to pass somebody that we didn't want, well, guess what? They would do the same thing. They already did it. They would do it for this. So it's not like the Republicans are setting something up that now the Democrats are going to benefit from. The only thing that would, because they're going to benefit from it anyway, because they would use it if they had to. And so that's just the way it is.
I agree.
And so, I think
they're going to use it. They would use it too.
One thing that they have to learn. I agree with that.
How dare they do this? How dare they do that?
Right. Someone said to me, they're just using the Republicans. They just learned this from the Republicans.
This is like the whole thing.
No.
This is the whole thing with Syria. Take a look at Trump, attacking Assad and that. It's just a power move to show, hey, we're not messing around. This isn't a game. We told you not to do it. You did it.
If you do it again, watch out.
So it's a power move showing a bunch of other countries that we're ready to
I agree with that.
This is what the Republicans did. Hey, we're going to do it. We did it. And then the Democrats are kicking and screaming just like Russia. How dare you do it? Nothing will happen.
I agree with that. So anyway, let's do the blog segment.
It's the blog segment. The blog. The blog. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the blog segment where Attorney Leahy sits down and talks about said blog.
Today I'm going to talk about payroll taxes, but before I do that, I want to play Gorsuch thing again.
One more time. It's coming.
Because I just
now everybody know I am the judge.
Only because I like that so much.
I just want to clarify too. This is Attorney Leahy speaking about law. I am not a professional whatsoever. I want to just point that out. I do not know what I'm talking about. I'm just the
you do know what you're talking about.
I'm just the jester.
When you say you don't know what you're talking about, you know exactly what you're talking about. See what I said there? What I did there?
Double negative.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that. That was just by accident too.
That was very,
and it means the opposite of what I thought you said.
That was not good. All right.
So stop it, Susan. Okay. What I want to talk about today.
Many things. But
actually, what I want to talk about is payroll tax issues, and I want to also talk about businesses that are struggling, because this is a common thing. I just had people come in my office. They ran a business. The business was having some trouble. Through no fault of their own. I don't want to get into what kind of business it is or anything like that, because, but they were having trouble with the business. And what happens? They start using their 941 payments to the IRS and other payments to keep the business afloat. And then they're paying these other things. And this is what people do all the time. And so I want you to know, if you're having problems with your business, take stock. Stop before you do this stuff, and think about what you're doing, because you could be digging the hole. I'm not talking about I'm talking about digging a hole that you can never get out, that you can't get out of, or make it harder to get out of. So if I'm using payroll taxes in order to keep my business afloat, when the business fails, now they're going to come after me personally for this trust fund recovery penalty.
We talk about it so many times on this show.
Okay, so the trust fund recovery penalty, for those, just to summarize, is that portion that you took out of your employees' pay stubs and were supposed to send it to the IRS, but did not. Okay, that portion is they will assess against you personally as a trust fund recovery penalty. And now, what happens when people go under in their businesses is oftentimes, very often, the owners will wind up in bankruptcy, right? Because they've guaranteed a lot of the debt. Maybe they guaranteed the lease on the property, and all of this stuff is coming after them.
I think the main thing that just to cut you off, is the main thing that we try to get across after talking about this is don't feel ashamed. Get help.
Well, I agree with that too, and strategize. Okay, that's what I'm because what will happen is, again, if you're using this stuff, if it drives you to bankruptcy, you can't get rid of the trust fund recovery penalty in bankruptcy. That's not dischargeable in bankruptcy. So
not a lot of people understand that.
Exactly. So they start using this and think, well, I can get out, I can go and file bankruptcy. Now, taxes in general, you might be able to get out of through bankruptcy, but this trust fund recovery penalty I cannot get out of without going to in bankruptcy. I won't be able to get out of it. So I go through bankruptcy, and now I'm still fighting the IRS about this 941 stuff, or now it's called the trust fund recovery penalty. So this happens. Sometimes it's, well, do I use this money or do I not pay my rent, or do I not pay these vendors, or do I not? The difference is, if I don't pay my vendors and I don't, and now here's the problem with it. When you use this trust fund recovery stuff, it takes a while for the IRS to come after you. If I miss my rent, my landlord's going to be right there. And so it's kind of an emergency thing, but you're not thinking it through. So I had a client who was already missed some payroll to the IRS and entered into a payment plan with the IRS. And he's making his payment plans.
Came to you after being in the payment plan?
Yeah, he's already in a payment plan, but now he's getting more. Now he's behind again. And he comes and sits down with me. He says, "Well, I'm current with my payment plan, but I can't pay these ongoing. I'm still falling behind in 941." I said, "Wait, stop what you're doing right now. Stop paying the payment plan, and because that payment plan you're already going to be on the hook for. Don't keep digging your grave. You're digging your own grave by paying your monthly installment agreement, but not paying the 941 taxes."
Wow, and a lot of people don't understand that, and that would be something that, I want to be. It's how many times we say that you're going to the IRS or something, and you don't think you've done anything wrong. You're just trying to do the right thing, but in reality, you are.
So you
have
to pick the right beast. Okay,
That's
pick
right.
your fight. Make sure you're not digging a bigger hole for yourself. So we've said the same thing about foreclosure stuff. Don't wait to the end.
You can find these episodes on ChicagoTaxTeam.com. Also YouTube if we don't answer your question.
I think recently in the last couple of weeks I've been talking about people who come to see me and their sale is next week. Come to see me a year before the sale. Then I might be able to help you. But a week before the sale, you wait too long, and I can't help you. Or if I can, it's going to be very expensive because it becomes more complicated.
We get this all the time because, I'm not a part of this, but you get this all the time at Open Tax Resolution where
Absolutely.
people come in. They're not ashamed, but they're embarrassed, and they wait till the last second. Don't be embarrassed.
That's right.
Don't feel bad. There are plenty of people out there with the same issue as you. Just go out and get some help.
Just because you get some good advice, maybe the good advice will keep you afloat and keep the business going. But maybe the business will fail, and businesses fail all the time. And I think the number one mistake that people who had failed business do is they drag it out too long. And they keep going. They don't let the business fail. So sometimes you just got to let it fail.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can get more advice from Open Tax Resolution at 312-664-6649, or you can visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. Watch previous episodes, get a blog report of what you just heard. It's a great little tool to help you get on the path to financial success. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because after the commercial break, for IRS Radio Hour coming at you here on AM 560.
The answer.